Today I'm headed west, about a 2-hour drive from where I live, to a place called Bushwacker Conservation Area. The Bushwacker Conservation Area is about 5,000 acres in size and has 3 lakes and some other ponds and things that are stocked with fish. And I have fished Bushwacker Lake, which is the largest lake on the property. It's about 170 acres. But there are some other lakes there, and one of them is a 20-acre lake called Willow Lake, and you have to portage in to get to Willow Lake. I haven't been to Willow Lake. I have to find it first before I can portage in. I'm assuming that it will have the same kind of fish that the larger lake has, so I'm geared to fish for some bluegill and small bass. And I have with me today my latest acquisition, which is a 10-foot Wilderness Tarpon 100 kayak. I purchased it specifically for this kind of thing, to portage into remote areas, fish streams that are really too small for my larger kayaks. And I'm very excited to take it out for its first trip. So come along. We're going to see what we find out. Well, according to the signs, this is supposed to be the right place. We've made several wrong turns getting here. And up over that hill, according to Google Maps, is supposed to be Willow Lake. This is my new Wilderness Tarpon 100 10-foot kayak. This is the maiden voyage for it. We're going to load it up on a set of homemade wheels and start our trip. This is my little cart that I built. It's built out of a golf cart, leftover aluminum from when I remodeled my pontoon boat, and parts of a deer stand that my brother gave me. Slide everything under the fence here. The gate's not open, so you can't get through there. Well, we're all loaded up, and we're going to see how my new wheels and my new kayak works. And we've got to go someplace over that ridge over there. Here's an interesting little pond right at the trail where you start. On my way back, I might make a cast or two in that. I'm out of breath, but this is Willow Lake, 20 acres, thereabouts. Beautiful looking lake. I can hardly wait to see what's in there. Doesn't look like anyone else has been in here. Don't see any other signs of boats being dragged through the water or anything. Sure looks good. I'm going to start out with one of these little 64th ounce jigs under a strike indicator, and then I think on my other rod I'll put some kind of a little topwater that will also go under the water when you retrieve it. Okay, there's my little strike indicator, and about 14 inches under it I'm putting this black and brown jig, because this time of the year you see the woolly worms that are brown and black crawling around, matching the hatch, so to speak. With a new kayak, you might gotta make sure you have everything. That's my scupper plugs that I made from rubber golf balls and some nylon cord. They work real well and they're cheap. This is my handy dandy little kayak tackle box. Has a lot of space in it, and it has about everything in there that you could ever want to fish with, all in a very compact nature. Just about anything that I would want to use. And while I'm in here, I'm going to get out a jig and a rooster tail, thinking I might run into some crappie. This kayak has little handy dandy side pockets where you can stick an extra lure or two and it won't get tangled up with anything. Also has one on the other side, and I use that to put my extra anchor rope so that it won't get tangled out with stuff. Or you can stick your pliers in them, but it's real handy. I've decided, since the wind is coming from up at the top of the lake, that I will paddle up to the top and fish back down toward the dam there, so I won't have to fight the wind. I'd rather anchor once in a while than paddle up all the time. Up at the upper end, Willow Lake has another big cove that runs up there a ways. It looks like it's pretty well covered with vegetation, so I don't think I'll try to fish it. But it's real interesting. The right time of the year, a person should do really good there. But this is a beautiful lake, and as I paddled up, I noticed lots of little secondary coves. This is my first fish of the day, and I've encountered a problem that I'm going to have on this lake. The vegetation is so dense and so shallow, he just took me right down in it. Well, there's my second fish of the day on my second cast, actually. And I've dropped my anchor. I hope it will hold because it's so windy. By the time I got that first fish off, I was halfway back across the lake. I had that big bass hit my strike indicator, and then I saw what looked like bass chasing minnows. So I'm going to tie on this Rapala just for kicks, see what I can get. Yeah, it really didn't take long on that Rapala. Even the Rapala, as shallow as it runs, wasn't fishable in this vegetation. So I switched to a total topwater lure, Baby Zara. First cast, got this guy. Not what I was trying to catch, but interesting. A good channel cat. Isn't that a dandy? He's mad. Well, we're back. We fished about the better part of 2 hours. Caught several fish, mostly bluegill, 5 or 6 bass, and 1 channel cat. And this is the lake that we're about to leave. We've had a lot of fun. We will come back. The vegetation out here at this time of the year was really rough. We were forced to fish out in the lake too far to catch lots of fish. But it was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely be back. We got to reload and portage back out. One more shot of the lake before we head out. Beautiful place. Alright, we'll start right back through there. Back to the truck. A little bit harder going back. This big hill going down to the lake when you come in is going uphill as you go back. It's not that bad as long as you take your time. Well, we're almost to the top of the hill, and we'll be able to see the truck from up here. Gonna stop here and take a little break. Way in the distance back there, somewhere, is the truck. Well, the little 10-foot kayak passed with flying colors. It was a whole lot easier than what I've been doing with my 11'6" Wilderness and my 12'6" Ascend. Both of them are a lug. This was great. We're going to head home.